I was born 57 years ago. My father told me that I was a boy, but I felt something different. Take the decision to be a woman from men when you are in that professional, social and familiar environment is very complicated. It has been very positive for me because I've learned a new way to lead the companies. I was born 57 years ago. My father told me that I was a boy, but I felt something different. Take the decision to be a woman from men when you are in that professional, social and familiar environment is very complicated. It has been very positive for me because I've learned a new way to lead the companies.
Hello everyone, my name is Esther Molina. I'm a journalist specialized in innovation, entrepreneurship, startups, and technology. I am a co-founder and CEO of Wildcom, an agency that communicates high-impact projects, and director of the Comms and Content Department of the growth hacking company Product Hackers. During the quarantine, I also created a community of women startup leaders in Spain called Female Startup Leaders. The impact of COVID-19 is causing a profound effects on the entrepreneurial community. 35% of the entrepreneurs who were starting new activities were forced to stop their plans, and 4% have already abandoned the idea. Although 61% of these initiatives continue their development process. The greatest challenge of entrepreneurship now is to reactivate demand and supply in order to return to a path to normality as soon as possible. And to do this, we must become more creative, more innovative, with new pillars and dynamics. It's important to respond to new social needs. If we talk about female entrepreneurship, the latest international studies show a profile of female entrepreneurs between 35 and 44 years old whose decision to undertake the challenge of launching a business is motivated by the lack of alternatives in the labor market in 41% of the cases. It seems that men are more motivated to undertake this challenge due to so-called push factors, while women are more influenced by pull factors. That is, men undertake more out of opportunity and women out of necessity. I disagree with that. Regardless of gender, when a person undertakes, they do so because they cannot find sufficient reasons not to do so. We start and launch our projects when there's a minimally viable product or service, an innovative, different idea, and above all that, a lot of energy and a lot of coffee. If you are not sure that your idea has a good chance of succeeding, don't do it. Everyone can be an entrepreneur, but not everyone is ready to be an entrepreneur. In any case, women entrepreneurs seek to develop a business project that offers them a future projection and the opportunity to take charge of their professional careers. Being the owner of your destiny is priceless. 60% of women who decide to launch a business abandon the process, despite the fact that both men and women show the same intention to do so. Although it's true that in recent years there has been progress in gender equality in the workplace, the entrepreneurial initiative is still a step behind. In fact, in the latest Global Entrepreneurship Monitor report, we can see how the presence of women in the entrepreneurial process is very poor, but also in the creation of the business and in its management. Similarly, businesses created by women expand more slowly and tend to be smaller. But female entrepreneurship is something necessary in developed and developing countries for work and family emancipation. So, what factors are causing this gender gap? First of all, we find female employee discrimination. When facing professional life and also personal life, women consider themselves less prepared or with less aptitude to launch a business. Have you heard of the imposter syndrome? People very aware of their limitation, self-critical, who constantly question themselves. The imposter syndrome, in really, does not understand gender or sector. It manipulates silently so that thousands of people, especially women, with managerial profiles question their own abilities. Another big problem is conciliation, of course. The responsibility of caring for minors or dependents continues to be mainly the responsibility of women, assuming a job shift that on many occasions makes it impossible to reconcile the situation without any support in that environment. There are no measures sufficiently implemented to favor flexibility and teleworking. Only 1 in 5 startups in Spain is led by a woman. More figures. 62% of women launch a business alone compared to 26% of men. Men often start in groups, the most common being teams with 2 or 3 other founders. Fashion, leisure, culture, health, and robotics are the sectors with the highest presence of female entrepreneurs. In addition, there's a greater presence of women entrepreneurs in rural areas, this is important, that compare to cities. Generally speaking, the number of women entrepreneurs is increasing, and the gender gap in entrepreneurial activity is narrowing. According to the latest global report on female entrepreneurship from the Global Entrepreneurship Monitor, between 2088 and 2019, the gender gap in entrepreneurship fell by 5% in all of Europe. In this complicated global context, entrepreneurship with purpose is key to economic reactivation and contributes to a balanced and sustainable development of the world. That is, if you're going to launch an enterprise, whatever the sector, make sure that your purpose improves the environment that surrounds you and the lives of the people. Create something, improve something that other people need. That is the key. In a context where society demands greater social responsibility from companies, impact entrepreneurship is an opportunity that women are making the most of and finding ever advantages. Technologies such as big data, cloud computing, artificial intelligence, the development and management of robots and data, or even contactless technology, or sectors such as e-commerce, the optimization of digital challenge will grow over the coming months. So, will all the tools that facilitate the new forms of the future of work and the future of health, for example, e-health, telemedicine, digitalization of the customer experience for care health or patient management in hospitals are going to be fundamental, and it's interesting, very interesting, to see opportunities for entrepreneurs there. So, thanks to the Foundation Female Forward campaign and Mediterranean Tech Women Week for inviting me to speak with you today. Be brave, and if you have a good idea, make it happen.
I was born 57 years ago. My father told me that I was a boy, but I felt something different. Take the decision to be a woman from men when you are in that professional, social and familiar environment is very complicated. It has been very positive for me because I've learned a new way to lead the companies.
Hi, I'm Soraya El Portillo, and today I want to tell you my story as an entrepreneur. I studied psychology because it was recommended to me. When you are a child, an adolescent, your mentors, teachers, and parents have a great influence on the decisions you make. I then help you define yourself as a person, I was repeatedly told that I was a girl who would do well in the field of humanities, and that a degree of this type would fit best with my abilities. I was compared to my two brothers, who had much higher IQs than mine, and people comment that they would be better suited studying more technological and complex degrees. We must be careful with these types of behaviors, as they can produce the so-called effect or Pygmalion effect, which is the result produced in children when their role models, like parents or teachers, for example, continually tell them that they believe them to be. If a child is continually told that he or she is dumb, they will believe they are dumb, and they will end up assuming the role of a fool. If you repeatedly tell them they are clumsy, they will end up acting clumsily. However, there is also another side of the Pygmalion effect. Just as it can create limiting beliefs, it can also create empowering beliefs. Adults can empower a child to become inquisitive, consistent, sociable, fostering exploration, and ultimately helping them to become an adult with an inquiring mind. If you let a child touch, investigate, explore, take things apart and put them together, they will wonder why things are the way they are. That child, when older, will have a desire to learn. Sadly, nowadays, although less frequently, we still continue to hear, "Don't touch that, don't break that, don't take that apart," in the same way that we hear parents and teachers counsel girls toward degrees in humanities. Following these beliefs, I managed to make my way in the world of psychology, and I specialize in training professionals and executives in soft skills. On the 8th of March in 2006, International Women's Day, I founded my human resources consulting firm, focusing all my efforts on doing the best that I could, and helping my clients to improve their value by providing them with tremendously creative and efficient solutions. Then, in 2015, I decided to step outside in comfort zone and fill a gap that I could see in the courses and public speaking training session that my firm offered. Around the globe, the most important human resources companies suffer from fundamental gaps when it comes to implementing their training services in public speaking. The first is the inability for the student to get enough practice in present-based training. This is due to the lack of time during the course, which limits the possibility of providing enough training to greatly improve skills. In most courses, each student typically has the opportunity to practice a pitch 2 or 3 times during the training workshop. This is not enough to improve one's skills. Furthermore, these presentations are conducted in a controlled environment, the classroom, where the student is in their comfort zone. With classroom training, the student or professional can't practice their speeches in front of clients, management committees, or large audiences. In order to achieve a substantial improvement in the student's ability to communicate, we thought that new technologies such as virtual reality would give the professional the opportunity to practice in real settings as many times I needed. So we started to develop Kiara, a virtual reality simulator capable of allowing the student to confront different situations as often as they wish and to feel immersed in experiences which are as real as life itself. We recorded 24 different virtual reality scenes so that students are able to practice and practice until they achieve a significant improvement. For us, this innovation, which improved how things were done, was not enough. We understood that for the professional to improve, they must be accompanied by someone who corrects them, gives them feedbacks, accompanies them, and helps them to improve. This coach must be the best. That is why I developed an artificial intelligence algorithm based on measuring fundamental aspects of public speaking, such as intonation, speed, rhythm, tag words, pronunciation, clarity, positivity, and even eye contact. All of these KPIs measured objectively allow us to attain the feedback we give our students to offer them the best advice and most adequate and personalized recommendation so that they can improve their public speaking skills. That's how Kiara was born, the only virtual reality simulator that provides the student with unlimited practice, objective, action plans, and advice so that their public speaking skill improves, thanks to constant practice. Kiara is a project that proposes a big challenge. First of all, due to the large technological component that I have to face without any previous technological training. And second of all, due to the lack of confidence in the feasibility of the idea. Both professionally and personally, the message I received for a year and a half were that the idea, the innovation I was proposing was not feasible. As of today, the data support us. We are present in 70 countries. We have developed the simulator in 4 languages, and we were able to break even in less than 12 months. And most importantly, the students who pass through Kiara improve their skills by 20%. We have easily exceeded the goals we set for ourselves when we embarked in this adventure. We are doing things differently and achieving better results than those achieved by doing things conventionally. Entrepreneurship isn't easy, and it hasn't been easy. However, the challenges become the magic created when you finally achieve your goals, and you feel so proud of what you have been able to do. In my opinion, there are 3 fundamental aspects that can increase the likelihood of your project being successful. The first is passion. Have purpose and believe that what you are doing has a purpose. It is very important that you don't think of technology as an end, but as a means. We mustn't use technology, virtual reality, or mixed reality only because it is popular. It's important to clearly know the objective, know the objective, the purpose, the added value you want to provide to the business or the client. And from this point, analyze what types of technology will help you to achieve your goals. There are many ways to digitalize a business, from big data, artificial intelligence, natural language processing, IoT, etc., not only virtual reality. The second aspect, which is completely necessary, is persistence. Don't throw in the towel. The journey of the entrepreneur is like a roller coaster, in which there are continual ups and downs, economical, technological, and emotional difficulties. And overcoming these difficulties will determine whether or not you succeed. You only fail once you quit. If you continue to fight and look for solutions, no one can tell you you have failed. I remember the 16 months it took from the time I came up with the idea to develop a virtual reality simulator in July of 2015 until I was able to find a team and the technology in November of 2016 as being the worst 16 months. It was a time in which I considered throwing in the towel and continuing with my conventional business, which had been giving me good results. My advice in this sense is that if you have the possibility, set out with partners that complement you. No one can be good at everything. And when starting a new business, there are parts that excite us more and to which we can contribute the most. You can be good at management or on the technical side or in sales or strategy. Look for someone with whom you can form the best team. And when your motivation falters, your partner will encourage you. The third aspect is an inquiry mind. The desire to continually learn. As I said earlier, I didn't have any technological experience. If this is your case, it doesn't have to be the final word. That's why you must investigate about how to achieve the added value you want to provide. Research, study, investigate. Now more than ever, we can find all the information we need on the internet. Look for someone who is doing similar things, learn from them and improve, and above all, even thought what I say may scare you, share your idea. But I assure you, the idea is not the most important part of your business. It is much more important to develop it, believe in it, and improve it. If you share your idea, you can get people's opinion, and this will allow your idea to improve, to evolve, and take shape. If on top of that you can test your prototype with the final user, you can receive first-hand reviews from the client about what they need, what they think of your solution, what your idea is lacking. And you'll be able to get on the market more quickly and with a more suitable product. I firmly believe that the formula for being successful when it comes to setting out on a new venture doesn't require ingredients that you don't have. I don't promise it will be easy, but if I can give you a piece of advice, I will tell you it has to do with attitude. The attitude you have in the face of challenge, difficulties, and life. Nowadays, with effort and constant learning, we can build businesses that allow us to become successful entrepreneurs, while at the same time bringing value to society. Don't stop trying. Take it from a non-tech savvy woman who one day believed she could start up a technological business despite having two brothers with higher IQs than hers, and who had been told that technology wasn't for her. The key is to be an entrepreneur with passion and above all, purpose. Thank you all. Hope you enjoyed this talk. Have a nice day.
Hello, my name is Ana Laguna. I'm data scientist and co-founder at Soundream, a startup specialized on analyzing baby cries, not only from the point of view of needs or emotions, but also regarding early detection of specific pathologies or atypical neurodevelopments on our newborns. Well, let me introduce me a little bit more myself. I'm 33 years old. I'm mom of two wonderful kids of 1 year and a half and 3 years. Well, I started my first degree at Granada University. I started studying translation and interpreting. It's true that since high school, I was a very good student, and I didn't know going through science or humanities. But well, in my epoch, like 15 years ago, it seems that studying languages was much better than studying maths, because at the end it seems that you just could be like a high school professor, even if it's not true at all. So, well, I finished studying languages, but well, hopefully during my third year of studies, I go abroad 1 year at Saarbrücken University in Germany. So I was studying there for a year, and I discovered something amazing. And it was that compared to what I saw in Spain during my first 3 years, in Germany or other countries abroad, people studied several disciplines, not only humanities or science, but I met so many people studying, for example, sports and economics, in my case, languages and statistics. So that's amazing, because on my third year, I started discovering what translating was, and I really didn't like it too much, right? So discovering this multidisciplinary world, it was amazing for me, because in Spain it was not possible, as we can say. So well, I finished my degree and I moved to Paris. I have the opportunity to do an internship in a wonderful company called C-Labs. They were working especially on artificial intelligence and natural language processing. And there were a person there, a co-founder called Elena Blancafort, that really inspired me, because he was also a translator, but she reoriented her career to computer scientists. So computer science. So she was working as kind of translator, well, not really translator, but a computer scientist with knowledges on languages, we can say. So well, I started working for an European project where we were trying to build a machine translation algorithm. So both the skills, the languages, statistics, or math, they were like very important, right? So I love this job, and I was sure that I wanted to focus on this for my professional career. So I studied again in Paris. And well, after 2 years working for C-Labs, working especially with text, then I was a little bit tired of working all the time with text. So I moved to another company, another startup, working with web cookies. And well, after these 2 years, like more or less 5 years in Paris, I was like very tired of the rain, and I wanted to come back to Spain. So I started working at BBVA. At this period, it was one of the first companies looking for data scientists, so that was great for me. And well, it's true that at the beginning I was thinking, maybe it's gonna be like very complicated to find a job in Spain, because we are not very used to this multidisciplinary profile, we can say, or orientation profile. But well, I started working. I think that they didn't pay so much attention to my education, but to my skills, and that was huge. So after 5 years working at BBVA, in this case with bank transactions, well, as you can see, I started working with text, then with web cookies, and at the end with bank transactions. But the key is that all the data was the only difference. The algorithms behind were more or less the same. And that was amazing, because you realize that you can apply artificial intelligence to a huge amount of ideas or data, right? So, well, it was at BBVA, and it was during my first maternity leave, actually, with my first baby, that I have the idea of applying artificial intelligence to cries, actually. So, well, I think this idea came up basically for two reasons. First of all, because I was mom for the first time in my life, right? So you are a little bit concerned. It's not, you are not really afraid, but you think, okay, I'm gonna be able to understand my baby. I'm gonna be able to cover his needs. So, well, this is one side, but the other side is that I was a data scientist with a professional experience. So I knew that we were already applying artificial intelligence in order to try to translate bird sounds or whale sounds. So why not trying to apply these same algorithms to our newborns? So, well, I started collecting cries of my baby when he was around 2 months. And after several data analysis, I discovered that I saw some patterns actually on the data, and that was amazing. So when I had my second child, 1 year and a half, I redid again the experiment, we can say, because at the end it was like a hobby, and I realized that again I was confirming the pattern that I saw with my first child. So, well, I tried to extrapolate it. And instead of doing this just with my 2 childs, because there could be a bias, of course, on my own child, I did it with a lot of friends and family, and then we opened it to the market. So, well, it was amazing because all the discovering that I appreciate at the very beginning, like 5 years ago, they are confirmed when I listen more and more cries of other families, of other babies. And now we are even validating all those insights with, of course, scientific references on the literature related with pediatrics or neuropsychologists. And you really see that it's like a kind of pre-speech. They are trying to communicate with us, right? So this is the beginning of Soundring. This is basically what we are trying to do, so translating this baby needs and emotion. But it's even more interesting because during all these years listening cries, we can say, we have also discovered more things, and also working with our clinical advisors, hospital, and so on, that you can even try to detect other things, as I say at the beginning, on those cries. Like, for example, the cries from high-risk babies of autism, they sound rougher, so they are different. So that could be great if we are able, in a couple of years, to try to diagnose, together with on many other features, autism on our newborns, because at the end you just detect it when they are like 2 or 3 years old, so sometimes it's too late. So, well, this is basically the job that we are doing at Soundring, and it's my passion. I really love it. So why do we think that our work is that relevant? There are several reasons, right? But one of them is that we are a digital generation. We're a generation very used to use this kind of technological devices. So many people already have Google Home, Alexa, and we are completely stuck to our mobile devices the whole day, right? So, well, for example, you can use Google Maps if you go to one place to another, like a support, even if you know the way. And Soundring's technology is similar to this. We do not try to replace the instinct of a mother or a father. We just try to be a support on these very first days when you are like confused, you don't really know what to do with your baby, and they are like very beautiful but complicated days, right? So, well, your baby will start crying, and you know that your baby is hungry, also because you have the milk let down. But well, at the meantime, you look at this little device and you see that this device also confirms that your baby is hungry, right? So it's a kind of support. You feel even more comfortable. So this is one reason. Another reason is that well, there will be a baby boom also. So from numbers on the market, it will be great. I really think after this pandemic, but also we start having our first baby later. So we are getting parents almost close to 40. I can say, no, between 30 something and 40. So we wait a lot for this moment, and we want the best for our babies, right? So the more things, the more stuff, the more devices, the more help you have to really help you on this new period, the best. So most of our families love to have this device because of this. They already have the baby monitor and I don't know, 30 things on the room of the baby, and this will be another support, right? Well, I'm fully convinced that the alliance between artificial intelligence and health is going to be crucial during the future years, right? And well, on one hand, is basically because we do a lot of improvements concerning the algorithms of artificial intelligence during the last years regarding computer vision, language, etc. But all those applications could have a huge impact on health, right? So discussing with several doctors some months ago, they told me that in order to be afraid of these new algorithms or artificial intelligence models, they are trying to integrate them on the everyday life like a support, like for us, with the newborns, right? So just to provide a couple of examples, on the prostate cancer, just doing a very simple exploratory analysis, they realized that age was a factor very important on this prostate cancer. So just sending a letter or a communication to those patients with a specific age and telling them to go to pass a medical test will save not only money, that is also very important for the system in a country, but the most important, we are saving lives, right? So this is an example on this kind of cancer, but I also realized that applying other kind of prediction algorithms, we can try to mix a lot of characteristics, not only from the patient, but from the environment, and be able not only to personalize or to customize a treatment, for example, in cancer, but to, of course, to predict in advance and save so many lives. So let me finish now with some messages concerning my experience that I'm sure could inspire you if you are looking for building a company or you have a wonderful idea that you want to show to the world, we can say. So, well, first thing is, please do not be alone, because it's very sad to be alone. It's not going to be an easy way, but if you are with other people, it's going to be much easier. So this is the first message, so having a nice network and also a nice team to work with. So there are going to be difficult moments, and they are going to be much better if you are with someone else. And other messages are that you need to really feel patient for what you are doing, and you really need to trust on your idea and on your project. So even if there are like dark days, they will be away, because you are convinced that what you are doing is going to be great and is going to help a lot of people. And I think this is the more relevant thing for me, at least. So to feel that you are helping our society and you are contributing a little bit more to do our society a little bit better, or a better world. So of course we can, and you also can, so go ahead. We can go together too. Well, thank you very much. I really hope you enjoyed the talk and I could inspire you. Thank you.
Can we effectively use technology to balance our professional career with the decision of wanting to spend more time with our family. 7 years ago, and 11 days and 2 hours and more or less 20 minutes, I became a mom. And my whole world changed. I have loved technology since I was a kid. When I was around 7 or 8 years old, I developed my first video game. And that was a huge thing because it was the 80s. No one developed their own video games. And for a girl, it was like crazy. And when I was at school, I developed a program with a hardware that I developed with my dad to teach all the kids in the school how to learn music, but through the technology. The technology has been in my life like forever. But can we effectively use technology to balance our professional career with the decision of wanting to spend more time with our family, since now I was a mom? So all my professional career in technology, I have worked in like 10 or 20 different corporations, but that wasn't something I wanted anymore. So I started thinking how to use technology that I love to balance my professional career and keep working and doing and creating things, but having the opportunity to spend more time with my family now, because my kid at that time, it was like 1 month old. So how can I do it? What was the first thing I did? So I went to Google, of course. But wait, Google didn't like that at that time. It was more like this. Oh, I was feeling lucky, I guess. So what did I search about? The first thing that came into my mind was how to make money working from home, of course. Or maybe that doesn't look like something techy. So I put how to make money online. I was trying to use all my technological background to look for something to make money at home. So the Google output was that. All that beach things, all that, I don't know, mojito maybe, make easy money online. Make easy money online, learn simple techniques that attracts customers like magnets. I click all of those, everything. And I try to make everything that they told me at that time. But guess what? I failed. I failed like more than 20 times. And I was really, really disappointed because technology has been failing me at that time. So what happened? I always have been like good with that stuff. So what happened now? I'm trying to use technology that I know and I love. And technology was like disappointing me. So I was really, really sad. And I didn't know how to continue. So technology, if we were in a relationship, I put technology like in a friend zone or something. It was, I don't know, you and me are like, I don't know. So then I go, of course, again, I went again to Google. So I tried to search something else, different, because all that message tell me that you can make money fast, and you can, I don't know, make like $1 million overnight, and I don't know, but that doesn't resonate with my message and what I wanted to work on. So I guess I was feeling lucky again. So I tried some different search and went through all these things that I didn't know nothing about. So like marketing, copywriting, CEO, CEM, email list, branding, keywords, traffic, CTO, lead magnets. So it was like overwhelming. So I tried to learn everything. I spent like almost a year like taking courses, reading books. I read almost like 50 books that year. It was crazy, but I at the end of the year, I was like, okay, now I'm ready. Technology, and you have maybe an opportunity with me, technology. We're going to give it a try. So I said, well, I have all that knowledge, so I'm going to try to use it with my business and with other people's business. So I start teaching other people things about keywords, branding, lead magnet. I start looking for information on the internet, on Google, to learn about all that kind of technical stuff. Because I thought that if I learned all that things that help online businesses to succeed, I was going to succeed, of course. But as you may guess right now, it wasn't true, because I failed again. It was like technology 2 and Vanessa 0. So I start like feeling really, really bad, because all my hopes and all my, I don't know, my mind was like on that thing, on that new thing. I was hoping to succeed. So I developed an imposter syndrome. I was depressed. I was like thinking, I just can't do this. Maybe they can, but I cannot do that. So like 3 months later, I said, well, I'm going to give it the last chance. I'm going to go to Google again, of course, but now I wanted to find some help, because I just learned about all that business stuff. I tried all that overnight succeed method, and I failed. So I was trying to find some help to try to succeed this time. So I found one community on the United States. It was a mompreneur community. Mom is the word for mom entrepreneurs, and they like opened the world for me. They told me, yes, you have a lot of knowledge, and you can, I don't know, program a website and do everything you need in the technical matter. But I realized there was something that I was missing, and something that I was like no considering into my project. So my heart was starting to heal, and I was seeing all my career, my short entrepreneurial career, with hope, because I was found the piece that was missing, and it was people. I was only thinking about technology because I grew up surrounded by technology since I was, I don't know, 2, 3 years old. So this time, people, it sounds me at that time that it was the key. So if I can add people to technology, it has to be like finally my succeed moment. And it was true. But I told my husband, what if we create our own community? Because this community is awesome, but it's in the United States, and we live here in Spain. So maybe we can create a community here to help me and help all the mom entrepreneurs that are here in Spain. And we create Madres Emprendedoras en España. There is something like mom entrepreneurs in Spain. Right now, this community is more than 3,000 people and around the world. And my business, it went up. So it was like, oh my goodness, it was all the time in front of my face, and I couldn't see it because I was so focused on the technology and on all that knowledge that is important. Don't get me wrong. It's important to know about marketing, CTO, and everything of that. But taking into account people, it was like the missing piece that I was looking for all that years. So, what was the secret? How can we effectively use technology to balance our professional career with the decision of wanting to take care or spend more time with our family? Humanizing the online business ecosystem. Because even people that build trains, they build trains for the people. We never cannot lose the sight of that. People is the missing key of every puzzle that we have in business, in life. It's the more important thing. Thank you.
My father told me that I was a boy, but I felt something different. Take the decision to be a woman from men when you are in that professional, social and familiar environment is very complicated. It has been very positive for me because I've learned a new way to lead the companies.
Hello, I'm Ana Perez. I'm a serial entrepreneur and innovation expert. I'm CEO and co-founder of ForExchange, a startup that provides solutions for digital transformation in the timber industry. We have developed a tool for the traceability of the chain of custody for a good industry based on blockchain. We work as well for Industry 4.0 and use drones for forestry as part of the digitalization path to perform the revolution in the sector. I'm as well mentor in Startup Incubator, member of the board of advice on a couple of startups, and co-founder of Canal Drones, and a startup that provides solutions for the inspection of navigational aids and airport using drones instead of man aircraft and other technologies. My first startup was created 5 years ago. I'm deep involved in a startup ecosystem. I help other companies to take off. I'm a member of the Startup Association, such as a Women Startup Community, Spanish Startup Association, and as well professor in some business school and university for innovation. I'm an aerospace engineer, an MBA, executive MBA at the IE Business School. I'm an expert in drones and in emerging technology. I started my career in the aerospace industry in Airbus. I had a good job, extraordinary project, understanding professional path in a company such as Airbus, but it was not enough for me. I was born entrepreneur. Rule my own business means working with passion, working a lot. You can control the speed of your business, take your own decision, but also taking risk. You need a very strong mindset. Being a woman in a startup ecosystem, working with deep technologies in sectors such as aerospace and timber industry is not easy. Launching a company is a very big challenge. I created my first company 5 years ago. I had not any help. My family and my friends didn't understand why I quit my job, my stability. Everybody told me that I was crazy. I felt alone, but I have the knowledge, the experience, the energy, the passion. When all these things merge, you have to try it. I encourage you to move, be brave. It doesn't matter if you fail. Lesson learned is a golden goal. You will do it better in the next time. My recommendation is to improve your network daily, meet mentors, other female entrepreneurs, be in contact, ask for help, give help, collaboration, even with your competitors. In summary, be careful when people say you are losing your time, you don't want to achieve it. It is true, create and have a successful company is difficult. But if you feel that you have to do it, do it. If you were born as an entrepreneur like me, probably you already know it. Listen your heart. I believe that females deserve being in the front row in the industry, in the institution. I strongly think that the world will be a better place if women rule the world. I would like to introduce ForExchange, my last company. ForExchange is a startup that provides solutions to ensure traceability of goods using blockchain. How do we get it? We have developed a platform called ForExchange as well for forest managers, manufacturers, traders, even public institutions, for all the chain of custody who need to keep certification, track all the steps they are taking to fulfill the regulation about timber, and store all the information they need to keep to pass the audit and to be able to do it quickly, easy, and in the orderly way. In short, our platform will help them save time and money to optimize process and to improve the productivity. We also offer a digital passport for the timber product, a solution to guarantee legal timber and as well to tell how a company is contributing to the Sustainable Development Goals for the United Nations. carbon footprint, fair trade, or all this information, all these messages that need to be in the customer mind. How does it work? Through a QR code and using blockchain technology to guarantee that the transaction has been recorded properly, for example, in a guitar. You can find out all the story of the guitar. From which forest does the guitar belong to, coordinates of the tree in Africa from the guitar belong. What social project are the forest manager carry out in the community, for example, protecting elephants. With our passport, the customer can know how they contribute to the sustainable forestry and how the company is involved in the whole supply chain and contributing to protect the planet. Our value proposition meets a disruption, a difference in the world sector. This sector is very traditional. Changing the mindset to embrace the digital transformation is our main challenge. Our philosophy is to help the industry to grow together in a responsible and sustainable way, using technology to avoid illegal logging. We promote the use of FSC certificate, which guarantee the wood products come from sustainable forests in accordance with the FSC international standard, best practices, principles, and criteria. We define the level of wood management for forestry around the world. In summary, as a serial entrepreneur, I would like to give you 3 recommendations. The first one is that you need to find an idea, a problem, a pain, a very big pain. The starting point for a startup is kill a pain. The pain is very, very big and is affecting a lot of people and is universal pain. This is the best scenario to focus or to take care of one idea. The second recommendation is that you need validation. Maybe the idea is very good and you know that this is a real problem, but you need to be sure that your market understand and believe that your solution, your technology is solving this problem. Ask a lot of people, a lot of companies, a lot of colleagues, partners, your family, your friends, everybody. Don't be afraid that your competitor or someone is going to copy your idea. No, you need to validate the idea. And the third recommendation is that create a company, rule a company is not easy. You need to have experience, knowledge, competence, a lot of skill. Maybe you are very good in the product side, the technical side, or other people is very good in the commercial and the marketing. Don't worry. You don't need to know about everything. You need to work with other people, with synergy, with collaboration. It's very important that we know that in the ecosystem, in the female entrepreneurship ecosystem, we help each other a lot. We ask for help, advice. If you need some product you ask for in the market, some colleagues have something interesting for you. Be careful about your network. Work together. Don't feel alone in this adventure. In this, it is a very good idea to be part of an association, organization, and this kind of ecosystem that the female we can help each other. Thank you very much for listening to me. It's a pleasure to participate in this event, in this Congress. I'm very, very happy to be today with you. Thank you.